this world there are so many new plants that we can see as well as in Malaysia. Hi guys, today we're going to tell you guys about the carnivore plants called pitcher plants, and we can also call it as monkey cow. As you can see in the table, here is the scientific classification of pitcher plant, and pitcher plant belong to the species of Nepenthes. Now let's move to the quick fact of Nepenthes. First, where we can find it. It can mostly found in Southeast Asia like Indonesia, Malaysia and Philippines, and it can also found in India and Northern Australia. Number 2. The Nepenthes species is endangered? Unfortunately, yes, 35 of it is listed as endangered, while 10 are listed as critically endangered. Number 3. There are 3 things that threaten Nepenthes species. Number 1. Over-collecting the rare plants tree. Number 2. Habitat destruction. And number 3. Climate change. Out of 170 species of Nepenthes in this world, 46 species can be found in Malaysia, which is 35 species located in Sabah and Sarawak, while the other 11 are located at Peninsular Malaysia. Here, I share with you 3 species of Nepenthes that are quite famous in Malaysia. First is Nepenthes raja, second is Nepenthes mirabilis, and third is Nepenthes ampullaria.
Alright, so now my name is AWANG and I'm going to explain to you about distributions and also the habitats of Nepenthes species. Since that Nepenthes species this genus are diverse and has variety of species, they often grade it as either lowland or also highland species depending on their altitude above the sea level. Species that are growing at the lower levels altitudes usually requires a continuously warm climate during both the day and the night, while for the highland species they usually thrive when they receive warm days and much cooler during the nights. So due to their variety, all Nepenthes species have different needs to fulfill and adapt their habitat's survival ability. They usually mostly found abundant in Malay Peninsula, Borneo and Sumatran area region, but mostly mostly found in a rainforest area. So next, how about the habitats of Nepenthes species? So they usually lived in acidic, humid and infertile land. So since Nepenthes species doesn't need to absorb the nutrients that came from the soil, they consume the nutrients from the prey that they digest instead. They usually found in the place that are lack of nutrients, for example swamps, bogs and mountain summits. So it's a good thing and a benefit because it acts as an indicator that the soil in the area were mostly infertile. So they lived for several years before the soil become fertilized, so that the other plants could grow within the area.
Hi, my name is AZDMEERA, and here I want to explain about ecological relationship between other organisms with this plant. Nepenthes also have ecological relationship between other organisms such as squirrel and bats. For example, mountain threshrew, which is a squirrel, can get nectar from the plant. Meanwhile, for bats, they can make the plant as a nest. Besides, Nepenthes also have reflecting sound so that the bat can return to this nest easily. All of these animal faces can be as fertilizer for this plant. We can call this relationship as mutualism because 2 different species work together to keep living.
Nepenthes malayensis has not been observed growing on soil or on its natural habitat. Nepenthes malayensis exclusively grows on human accumulated on rock or moss on tree branches, making it a non-terrestrial Nepenthes, which might be the main factor of its elusiveness from past researchers and explorers. Nepenthes malayensis joined the rank of large Nepenthes ever recorded in the wild, as mature plants can grow pitches up to 35 cm tall with volume around 80-100 milliliter. Nepenthes malayensis is described as a new species discovered from a montane forest in the eastern part of Peninsular Malaysia. The species is considered highly threatened since only a few individuals have been discovered within a limited area, and almost all of them grows on human-covered boulders scattered in the summit region.